here we have Sean the Harp. There he is. And we are in Moers. Let me see if I can make the sound a tiny bit better. Here we go. Okay, now, so we've made it to Moers. Slowly but surely, like moving into the Ruhr more and more. So yeah, so my name is Anja. That was Sean the Harp in his pack. I'm going to be plaiting my hair. Oh. See if I can keep the sound going. There we go. And yeah, we're on our way from West Cork, walking with a harp from West Cork to Jerusalem with a harp on your back. Oh, that didn't go well. So my name is Anja, that's Sean the Harp. This is from here to Jerusalem, and we are walking from West Cork to Jerusalem. It is day 110. We're 1 day shy of 3 months, 3 weeks. We're in Germany. For those of you who know me pretty well, who would have thought? I would never have thought that I'd ever come here, not for the amount of time that we are looking at, which is like something like 2 months of walking through German countryside. I came in over the route. Dankeschön. Breakfast.
Schönen guten Appetit.
Dankeschön. I came in over the route Nijmegen Cologne, and yeah, I'm gonna have my Schinken and my Spiegelei now. Been walking along the Rhine Valley, so from the Maas it becomes the Old Rhine. Basically, it's the route I've been walking is like an amalgamation of the Limes route, which is the old Roman, the Roman Nordic border to the Roman Empire, and there is a new Jakobsweg that they have created between Köln and oh, this actually looks really good, between Köln and Nijmegen. So I'll be following that until Köln, and then I'll be heading on to the Limes road, and then I go back onto the E8 after usually on mines. I slept really well. Actually, I was here last night. I arrived here yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday, the past 2 days have been really, really, really hot. It was 38 degrees yesterday afternoon, and I made it into town just in time. I had booked myself a hotel room because I knew it was so very hot, and I knew I wouldn't be up for much. And I took it nice and handy, went to have a look at the church, and then went for dinner, had a few pints. They had an Irish pub here. So I did a little bit of a hoo-ha for the win of the All Blacks there the other day. I didn't have the chance to actually celebrate that, so I did there with 2 pints. Pints were okay. They were okay. But actually it just made me homesick, and I was thinking a proper pint would be really good. You know, I hear the foam is always a little bit too high and it wasn't really thick, but you know what? Not bad at all. Now, the hotel was Hotel Dormier. Unfortunately, you know, it was cheap, but it was expensive for what it was. So yeah, don't let me say anything more about that. But I've slept really well now. There is rain in the forecast, and I was thinking the other day I should have taken the opportunity to ask the tourist information if they have anything in place for pilgrims here, and I didn't. And now here the tourist information is just basically like promoting the city, so there's no point in doing it here. Oberhausen is the next big one. So I might go and ask in the church actually, because they might know, because the churches seem to be open for pilgrims. But I don't think they actually have anything in place like for putting up pilgrims and stuff. But I can go, I should at least go and find out, I realized this morning. That's what I was telling myself. So I'm gonna have breakfast. I'm heading for Eudinger or Lynn, another Lynn, on the map. Then around 8 o'clock tonight it says that it's gonna rain. I don't know if it will or it won't. I tend to be really lucky, but there was a really cheap room here for 32 euros. But then I was thinking, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to stay on the road. So I had been invited by this couple as well to go back to Xanten, but Moers is already like 40 kilometers away. Then you're in a train and a bus for an hour and a half. Like, so far Germany has been very, very, very nice to me. It's been very, very good, and I've been really enjoying it. Now, obviously, there is like a mixture of very contemporary architecture and really modern architecture, and then there's really old stuff. So, this is the deal. I sometimes am a very black and white person. Part of this journey is about trying to overcome. All have prejudices, and that includes me. They include things like I don't like Dutch people in Ireland, which is based in absolutely nothing else but the fact that I moved away from the Netherlands. And that maybe that implied, I suppose, that I didn't get on with the Dutch as much as I thought I wanted to. And so I left, which is in itself kind of a Dutch thing. I went to stay with Petra. I had no issues whatsoever. And the same is happening here. So I came over the border here just before Kleven. I stayed with a family and most of them were speaking Dutch. And it's just the weirdest thing. Like, I'm looking around, there's lots of Dutch names. And it gives me, then I'm walking next to a railway track and I have like really weird thoughts because I grew up with lots of war stories from my father. So I'm working through this, like I really am working through this. I'm looking at the architecture and I'm wondering why there is so little of certain eras. And of course it has everything to do with the Allied bombings that happened at the end of the war and during the war. And when I'm listening, I'm looking around and I was playing in this old folks home and like here are the people who are the kids. They were the children, the small children of the Second World War and also the ones that were born afterwards. I have to get over this. This is nonsense. And in fact, I actually get on with the people here really, really, really well. They seem, so for all my Dutchness, they've been very kind to me. They're very nice. They're very open. And when I had the other day, I had a chat about feeling this way, and they were totally accommodating. I have nothing to worry about. Now, I've seen some amazing, especially in Xanten, there were some amazing medieval, late medieval, 14th century, like, they make these wood carved altar pieces. Mind-blowing, like totally mind-blowing. There was one that really, I went like, oh my God. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So yeah, yesterday I'm really glad I actually booked the hotel room because because I think it was good to spend some time alone. Yeah, just to spend some time on my own, sitting about and thinking. The road yesterday, although I ended up walking up to 36 degrees, it was well sheltered, that's why I could do it. And I started out like really early. So what I did the day before yesterday, I was walking to Rheinberg, and I had no place in Rheinberg. It was hot. There was nothing open along the way, like all these little villages. Mondays. Remember, Mondays in Germany everything is closed apart from the Edeka and the. But like those routes don't necessarily come by those type of places. Well, they actually do lead past the Edekas and the and the Aldis and stuff. But there were no places open for coffee or dinner or anything. They're all closed. They were all opening on Tuesday. So I did. I walked. Now I did go and see the Xanten, just outside of Xanten, in Beerten. There is there's an amphitheater. There isn't much left of it, but you can still see the shape in the landscape, and they still do performances there. So I went in there and I had a little sing. I had a little song there, and then I went on, and yeah, I just trudged on. Went to a bakery. Their bakeries here, fucking food is great. That plum thing that they have, it's so good. So I had one of those. Then there was this street cleaner who stopped and asked me what I was doing, and I was telling him, and then he stopped later on, and he gave me a tenner for coffee later on. Then I had a rest behind the church because it was so warm. But it ended up being warmer than I thought it was. Alles is good, yeah. Dat is, I had it ended up being warmer than I thought it would be, so I trudged on, and I decided that I would wait. And there was a bar open in this tiny place. I went in there, drank a lot of beer, and quite a lot of beer because I'd lost quite a lot of fluids. And then I did the last few kilometers to Rheinberg because I thought if I make it to Rheinberg, then I could make it back yesterday to go back to Xanten. But then yesterday when it was so hot, I decided that I would just stay where I would be because I'd be too tired to travel up and down. So what did I do? I got up. I actually made my bed in where the old burg was in Rheinberg. And what I didn't expect was that the circus would be there as well. So I walked up there, and there's like a willkommen Eingang, and all the lights, all these lights going up, and there's the caravans and stuff. And I'm thinking, now how do I find a place to stay? And I'm thinking, you know what? I'll just make my bed in the corner, which I did. I bedded down. I didn't have great sleep, but because of the lights and there were still people driving up and down, then I thought, fuck it, like it's grand. I wake up in the middle of the night because I'm hearing something, and I look up, and just by the back of there's a little animal, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh my god, it's a rat, and I'm about to start screaming, and then I think, it would have hurt me, but now if it were a rat, it would have moved straight away. So I go, hey, and it just stops. So I get my phone out and I shine a light on it. Turns out it's a hedgehog. Not one, but two. So little hedgehog goes and runs away, and the older, bigger hedgehog just sits there and looks at me. And goes like, you're sitting on my food. So I said, okay, just don't come closer. Let me sleep on your food and you can have it tomorrow. So I went back. I watched it move a little bit around me, and then it was gone again. So I got up really early. There was a really good bakery there. So I went into the bakery, got all the nice bits. 6 o'clock in the morning, went to the church, sat in front of the church, ate my breakfast. went into the church when it opened at 7, and I was on the road. So by the time it hit 36 degrees again, I was in Moers. Joy's holiday was really strange. People would ask me about what I'm doing, and they would go like, "Oh, okay," and then tell me a story about their camping trips. Here, it is more like that they wish you good health for the journey, which is like a wonderful wish, of course, and then you move on. So I thought, I've had loads and loads of these conversations. So I've taken to just stopping whenever I feel like it. I kind of like the walking alone. I really enjoy it. I'm trying to get to Cologne at this moment in time. I didn't know I'd be going by the outskirts of Düsseldorf. This will tell you, like, I know nothing about Germany, yeah? So, but I'm learning. So I'm learning the Romans were here. There's a Römische Weg, which goes along that kind of, that limes around here. And like there's a lot of miracles, a lot of Catholicism, a lot of history, a lot of church, a lot of traditions and stuff, and I like it. So I am going to devour my breakfast now. Today it'll be about 8 or 9 degrees cooler, and it won't get any hotter than 32, which I can do for the whole day. But they're expecting rain at 8 o'clock tonight. So I had a look at those rooms. There was a really cheap room nearby the train station here in Moers, but I've decided not to take it. Because Pellegrina, I shouldn't know. I don't know. I don't know how far I'll get. Maybe I'll get further than I thought I will. So I'm just gonna go. I had my kind of little blowout there yesterday with my pints, and I had a bit more Benedictine Weissbier, also very nice, and I even had a little bit of liqueur after dinner. I'm feeling good. The body feels really good. I feel really strong. I feel really confident, and I trust that it all will be just grand, as they say back home. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go find out, are there any holy orders anywhere around? Maybe have a chat with the priest. Find out, if there's places for pilgrims anywhere, and just go be a happy pilgrim. Jerry the Stick is also still here. Now, so there is one more thing. Shoe. So my shoe lasted just under 100 days. On day 25, I got these shoes. I'll show you the shoes. Here they are. Those are my shoes. Now, right foot, my bigger foot. Unfortunately, it has broken under the ball of the foot, so I have to start thinking about getting new shoes. I definitely won't be walking through wet weather with them on anything that is soggy, because I'll be soaking wet. I put on clean socks. Oh, I also got to wash my clothes yesterday because it was so warm. I could wash them by hand. There was a crack in the wash basin, so there was water all over the bathroom. Oh, it was one of those things again. Anyway, shoes. I have to think about shoes. So I'm hoping that they'll last until Köln, and at least they will have done over 100 days. That would be good. That would be very good. And there isn't much I can do about it. Like, I'll have to get new shoes. Like, when you think about it, they are not the most expensive shoes that are there. But I really like them, and they're finally really comfortable, and then the bottom cracks. Now the thing, of course, is that because of the type of surfaces that I walk on, it's not consistent. It is multiple surfaces. I think this is something that, we talk about shoes all the time and what we prefer. I prefer like a little bit of a give. I need a bit something from my high instep, which I definitely have. And I like the give because of the weight on my back. I have an extra 20 kilos, and I don't like the profiles to be too hard because when I roll my feet, they crack. So that happened this time again as well. And then, I find that if they're too thin at the front, I also feel everything that's underneath there. So I'm like the princess on the pea when it comes to especially the ball of my right hand foot. So that's it for me for today. I think I've talked enough. I'm going to have that breakfast, and thank you for being here with me. Now, you can find me also on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I haven't done an awful lot of social media, but I'm going to go start do more of it now again. And what else was I going to say? Do subscribe, of course, it'd be great. There's also my website if you're interested in any of the music that I do. And all my love to all of you. Thank you to my supporters and my donors. It's because of you that I can do this and make those videos and sit here and have breakfast. It is amazing. Thank you. And I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna walk, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Bye.